Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has an incredible character roster. It is only going to get bigger and better when we do get the 5 DLC characters. Joker is due on the way this spring. So yeah, what I want to do in this video is focus on the characters that got rejected for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Maybe these characters still have a chance of getting in the roster through the DLC. I'll let you guys decide that for yourselves in the comment section below. But for the moment, these fighters have been rejected from the Smash Bros. Ultimate roster. Let's just kick off the video by talking about the Gen 7 representation in the roster. I was really surprised that it wasn't Decidueye, just because Decidueye was probably the most popular Gen 7 final starter evolution. Of course, we got Decidueye in Pokemon Tournament. We got to see Decidueye as a fighter, and Decidueye definitely did suit being in a fighting game. I was really expecting Decidueye to be the Gen 7 representation in Smash Bros. Ultimate, but instead we got Incineroar. Now the story goes that Sakurai, he met up with the Pokemon Company. The Pokemon Company shared details of the process behind Pokemon Sun and Moon's development, and he got to see Incineroar and Decidueye. Sakurai was debating about whether to pick Decidueye or Incineroar for Smash Bros. Ultimate. He even thought of a potential moveset for Decidueye, with it being projectile based. Apparently the decision process was really close in terms of picking between Incineroar and Decidueye, but Sakurai chose Incineroar instead of Decidueye because he could do something different with that character. He could go down the wrestling route with Incineroar. I was initially disappointed that Decidueye didn't make its way into the roster, having seen it in Pokemon Tournament DX for the Switch. But having played with Incineroar, I'm really glad Sakurai decided to go with something different. Sakurai could have easily gone down the easier route by picking the fighter that was included in another fighting game, but he went down a more risky route by picking Incineroar. He went with something completely different for the roster, and I definitely do appreciate Sakurai doing that. Incineroar is one of my favourite characters. Maybe Decidueye previously being in another fighting game, maybe that also swayed Sakurai to picking Incineroar. Now when Simon and Richter got revealed for the Smash Bros. Ultimate roster, some Castlevania fans were surprised it wasn't Alucard, with Sakurai himself saying that Alucard is probably the most notable character from the Castlevania series. Alucard was considered for the Smash Bros. Ultimate roster, but where series have multiple entries, Nintendo hold the origins of the series in as high of a regard as possible. So that is why Simon and Richter were picked instead of Alucard. Finally, Sakurai has talked about how it might seem strange that we don't have any Xenoblade Chronicles 2 or ARMS representation in the roster. Sakurai explained this by saying that they would have had to be included in the very early planning stages for the game if they were to be included in the roster. He said it's not possible to include 1 or 2 characters when you are in the thick of development. So because of that, I think that is why we got Rex and Ribbon Girl Mii costumes, and why we got Springman as an assist trophy. Maybe we could have had Rex, Springman, Ribbon Girl as playable characters if they were included in the very early planning stages for the game. And I think you can include Splatoon 2 Inklings or Agent 8 or the Octolings from the Octo Expansion DLC. I think they came around way too late by the time that they started planning the game. The planning stages for this game apparently happened in 2016, so it would have been way too late for characters from ARMS, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Splatoon 2 and the Octo Expansion DLC to be included. We got Splatoon 2 Inklings as a Mii costume. Maybe they could have been Echo Fighters for the Inklings in the game at the moment. Maybe Agent 8 from the Splatoon 2 Octo Expansion DLC could have been an Echo Fighter for the Splatoon 1 Inkling, where it would have included exclusive stuff from Splatoon 2 that wasn't in Splatoon 1, so you could have had a move based on the dodge roll mechanic in the second game. Maybe the final smash could have been based on a Splatoon 2 special weapon as well. Maybe we would have seen that sort of stuff in Smash Bros Ultimate if all of that content did come out earlier. So yeah, that is it for the video. To be honest, I don't think most of these characters will make their way to the DLC. I think the most probable candidates to be included in the Season Pass would be Rex from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and the Octolings or Agent 8 from Splatoon 2's Octo Expansion DLC. But to be honest, I think it is way too late for pretty much every single character I did talk about in this video. I don't think we will get another Gen 7 representation. I think now we will get a Gen 8 representation instead. I can't really see Alucard coming to the game at this point as well. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think any of these characters will come to the game as DLC? But that is it for this video, and I will see you in another video soon, hopefully.